if it wasn't from the steam turbine actually sapping a little bit of heat away, I think we'd be at a low temperature pretty constantly. But this is not bad. Natural gas, sour gas boiler is in. Can't complain. Waiting for the dupes to build the insulated pipelines though. So we just gotta give the dupes some time to catch up. Are we still sweeping regoliths to feed the shovels? I mean, I might as well just let them do that. And now we don't need this anymore. This was the blueprint of the sour gas boiler when we were thinking about what we needed to do. So that was not too bad. I'm a Hulk, yo man. Hulk smash? Nah, man. Would you be mad if you think you were gonna become the Hulk, but then you became the Thing from Fantastic Four? Would you be mad if that happened to you, man? I'm gonna become the Hulk. I'm getting so strong, and then you start to grow scales on you. You're like, ah, damn it! I'm gonna become the Thing instead. You're big and strong, but you know, you look like a golem. Nothing wrong with golems, by the way. They're just not the Hulk. Be like that sometimes, man. It'd be like that sometimes. The Thing loses. No, he loses to the Hulk. Because Hulk is technically, in comic book lore, the Hulk is technically the strongest entity or force of nature in the universe. Not even like their parallel universe, like the entire multiverse, galaxy, everything. Technically, like, there were some iterations of the Hulk that was unstoppable. That's one thing about comic books I thought that was actually kind of interesting. It's always the same story, right? That everyone knows. But the writers for it always do a reset, right? They basically go through their storyline. Everyone knows Batman lost his parents, right? That's not even spoilers at this point. And then after so long, they reset the universe and they have a variation of it that changes slightly. And you get the comic book line. I've always thought that was interesting. Because it's basically retelling the same story and modernizing it. And that we get to see the evolution, which is, I think, pretty cool. Doesn't he have his own planet? Okay, so the planet thing with Hulk is weird. He doesn't have his own planet. He was relocated forcefully to another planet. And that was because they were all afraid of him. So he doesn't have his own planet where he was like naturally born and raised. It's more so that they just moved him somewhere because they were scared of him and didn't want him attacking Earth. That doesn't make sense when you consider Galactus and other world eaters. So think about it this way. I believe canonically, the Hulk actually has a entity that it's able to draw power from. And that entity has limitless power. Like he is literally one of the few characters that doesn't have a limit to the top end of his actual strength. I believe he's like one of a handful of people with power levels that doesn't actually have a top end, which is why he's unstoppable. There was a series called, I think, called the World Breaker Hulk. And he was called the World Breaker because he would literally be able to destroy a world because he was that strong. If that makes sense. So, like, Hulk was... No, not was. Is. In terms of just a beast. Like, he's unparalleled in terms of strength. I think there's a storyline somewhere where he literally just beats up Galactus. And Galactus is like, I'm the World Eater. And Hulk's like, so what? Hulk smash. And Galactus loses. Right? And it's like, dude, man, we can't mess with that guy. He just smacked around Galactus. And it's like, what are we going to do with him? I don't know, man. We got to call up the Illuminati. And then that's how we got shipped off. That's not exactly how it happened, but what happened was that they beat Thanos, right? And they got the Infinity Stones. So what happens afterwards? Well, Thanos is gone, but you still have to protect the stones from another threat, right? Because there's such a power. So the superheroes form a group called the Illuminati to govern over the stones, and they split up the stones. So no one has all five; they each all have one, and it's like a council. Um, of that council is supposed to be like the smartest, minds known to Marvel. So you have, Reed Richards from Fantastic Four. Um, I think you have other people like I think Batman was one of them, and I also think I think Green Lantern maybe. I'm not sure. Wait, not Green Lantern. It was Reed Richards. Was Doctor Doom is my? I don't think Doctor Doom was part of it, but that council. Yeah, yeah. Stephen Strange, Tony Stark. Yeah, yeah. There we go. Stephen Strange. That's Doctor Strange. We have Tony Stark. Yeah, Iron Man. That made sense. And then Reed Richards was one of them. I remember that. And I think there's two more. Black Bolt might have been one. I do remember Black Bolt getting beat up because someone was trying to get the stones. So I think that is the fourth guy. And then there's one more person I forget. So what happens is that they realize that, dude, what if the Hulk gets mind controlled and he fights against us? And they were talking amongst themselves. It's like, yeah, dude, if the Hulk actually revolts, can we actually do anything as a group? And they're collectively like, yeah, man, he's probably the only guy here that's the most unstable and uncontrollable, but at the same time, the most unstoppable at the same time. So they had a plan. They tried to trick the Hulk, and they made Tony make like a rocket to send him into the other end of the galaxy. And then what happens is that the Hulk realizes that they're trying to get rid of him, but he doesn't realize it until it's too late. When he crash lands on the new planet, it's like a barbaric gladiator kind of planet. The ruler is rich and he governs all the peasants, and they basically have to fight in order for entertainment. The Hulk lands over there and just dominates, just body mollywops everyone. It's fucking Duff City. Just walks, bam, Hulk smash, Hulk smash. Everyone's getting duffed, and then he becomes a champion. He gets to become the champion, and then he gets a wife there too. That I don't know what race she is, but she's not the Hulk. Like she's not She-Hulk or anything like that. And then what eventually happens is that he becomes so rich and powerful that he's able to find out how to get back to Earth. And the funny thing was that the Illuminati basically created their own villain. Because they shipped out the Hulk into that area, he got angry and was vengeful and wanted to have revenge of the people who did that to him. And then that's when, World Burger Hulk comes out. And then it's like, ah, shit, we gotta stop the Hulk now. What we tried to prevent, it ended up happening anyways. And it was a great comic book line, though. That one was pretty good. I love the concept of Infinity Stones, but weren't they destroyed after Endgame? Canonically, they can't be destroyed, I believe. But in the movies, it's director's privilege. They do whatever they want to do. Did Tony not bite the dust in a comic book world? I don't remember. Tony dies and gets resurrected so many times. There's so many crazy storylines with Tony Stark. Have you heard of the Tony Stark has a little brother storyline? It was so wild. It just made no sense. And I was just like, dude, this writer for this comic book smoking crack cocaine, something. Because this made no sense. I mean, we all know the Tony Stark storyline, right? He was the playboy millionaire, billionaire. His dad was an arms man and was ahead on the tech. And then Tony was a son of the genius, and he took over and brought it even further. Right? That's a generic storyline we know and love about Tony Stark. But they did some crazy shit with the alternate storyline with Tony Stark. I was like, that is insane, dude. None of this makes sense. But it was just so wild. I thought it was pretty interesting. I do think the stones are a bit too powerful. It should be more of a training thing. If you have the Stone of Time, you shouldn't be able to rewind time and make a time loop whenever you want, but you can practice stopping time. I mean, that's too perfect world. In life, that doesn't happen. So I can't imagine like that's a little bit too fairy tale-ish for the comics. I think. Not sure if Black Bolt limits Captain Marvel. I am not sure about that. So what's the basis of Thor Ragnarok? Thor Ragnarok. The basis of Ragnarok or what Thor is going through. Because it's basically everything happens because Thor is depressed. For lack of better words. Everything happens in the Thor universe because he's depressed. That's literally what it is. Because what happens is that he doesn't actually have power. Thor is actually pretty well done as a character. If you look at his storyline and his character, he's the son of a god, right? But here's the problem: he doesn't have any power. He has nothing to call his own. Everything that he has ability, able to call thunder, all that comes from his dad. And the weapon he wields, Mjolnir, it's only his weapon because he's worthy of it. It's none of that is actually something that he worked for. And since he was born a god, he was given the power, right? So his power is called the Odin Force. Odin is his dad. So the Odin Force is the person who created the power, and he passed it along to his son, Thor. Thor doesn't actually have the ability to create the power. He just calls upon the power from his dad. That's one thing that goes into it. So he actually knows that he's not strong, but it's because of his strong dad that, he's okay. So he goes through the trials and tribulations of actually being worthy or not. And he has a lot of things he has to basically like understand and realize. First things first, he is not as strong as his dad. His dad is actually wields the Odin Force in all of its might. Thor only wields a percentage of that. So he can't call the full power. So when he goes through Ragnarok, he could have saved them, right? If he had the ability to tap into all of the Odin Force. But he knows that he couldn't, and he doesn't even get close to tapping into the full power. That all rolls into the fact that he doesn't think he's worthy. And then that's where you get a lot of the hammer goes away, right? And all that stuff happens. But that's the basis of the Thor. It's all because of his character and how he was designed. Now, of course, it depends on which storyline you look at too after that. They do a lot of changes to Thor, but I think that's the basis of it. Dude, have you guys seen the Tony Stark one I was talking about? The crazy alternative storyline? If you guys don't know it, dude, I would love to talk about that. So Tony Stark, we all know, billionaire playboy. He does what he does. He, has Pepper, does all the things. And the alternative storyline, I said that's not what's. Wait, what? That's the basis of Thor Ragnarok. Oh, my bad, Cthulhu. My bad. Sounds a bit like Shrek, maybe. One thing I was hoping to see in MCU was something going against someone with the Space Stone. You would think that Time Stone wins because you just stop time, right? But if teleportation is instant, you can still teleport even if time is frozen. It's weird. A lot of the rules of powers like that is arguable, but I see your point. I feel like it depends on who's arguing about it, though. I see you, though. I see you over there. I need a Pepper. She's kind of great. Pepper's awesome. So, in the Thor universe, the storyline is Iron Man. The storyline is Iron Man, rich playboy millionaire, has a suit. We all have seen the movies. We know about the initial storyline. So all that's normal. Somewhere down the line, after Civil War, this is where this takes place. So if you guys know about the Civil War storyline where, Tony Stark versus Captain America, and the different sides band to each faction, That's the Civil War thing, right? So in post-Civil War, there is a guy that reaches out to Tony Stark, and Tony Stark doesn't think anything of it. He's kind of he's too into himself, for lack of better words. So what happens is that he's just doing his thing. Now that he's post Civil War, there's some new threats, and he goes out to space now. He does a little bit of missions. So at one of the missions, he was in space to take care of something. I forget why. I don't mean to derail the conversation, but how did you get the crew cabin under the engine? Poor dupe's getting microwaved by Radbolt every time it takes off. No, this is better. When I'm charging the Radbolt rocket, the engine is above the spacefarer, so anytime I'm climbing into the rocket, I never have to chance getting hit. So I just walk in, and I don't have to have damaged dupes anymore. Right? And because of that, oh man, it's too much water. Yep, too much water. Okay, let's remove this tile. Let's remove this tile as well. So because of that, we get a easier time to load up the spacefarer with food, with oxygen, with suits. And by doing that, I charge the rockets above. Another benefit is that when you land on a planet, you could immediately drop off, because this is a walkable tile. You could literally just drop from here to here, and it's not a problem, right? I could literally move a dupe here. So the benefit is that it's close enough to the ground that if you have your rocket platform on the ground, they could just climb up. Just like that. So that's the benefit of this. How do we do it? You could only move the engine in blueprint mode. So I'm going to pause to do this. Doesn't matter which engine you have. Let's start with the steam engine. And then after that, build on top of that, Spacefarer. After that, you click on the Spacefarer and you hit the down arrow. You could only do this doing blueprint mode. Once it's built, you cannot move them anymore. And that's how it's done. Alright, so Tony Stark. He was he was doing a mission. Something happened. During the mission, he was kind of like high society, but it's space. So you have a lot of rich people hanging out in space, doing some cool stuff. And what happens is that he happens to bump into this guy. This guy is known as the Recorder. I believe that's his name. So what does the Recorder do, and why is he there? He is actually there because he's looking for Tony Stark. And he tells him that... I don't remember exactly how he tells him. He tells him that there's something he needs to know. And this guy's name is called the Recorder. And what happens is that this guy is a robot. He's not actually sentient. He was a robot built. And he doesn't know he knows who built him. So he's programmed to find Tony and tell Tony all this information. Tony first is skeptical. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. You tripping. But the guy's like, you know what, man? Don't worry. You will find me again. And the next time you find me, we'll have a better conversation about this. So Tony thinks he's just crazy robot. He knows he's not actually human or, sentient. He's just a built machine. So he kind of leaves it alone, goes back. While leaving, he gets jumped by a professional bounty hunter. The professional bounty hunter has a bounty on Tony Stark's head. Apparently, Tony Stark went to his homeland, the guy that's hunting him, and killed a bunch of his tribe members because they were, trying to wage war or something. And Tony went to do it alone because their weakness is iron. It's a planet where everyone is, susceptible to iron specifically. So he would literally use a iron smoke bomb, and everyone would literally immediately die. Because the iron smoke gets into their lungs, and then it just kind of just bodies them. So he would, immediately just wreck that planet. So he went there, took out the tribe, came back home. They sent a bounty hunter. They eventually get cornered. The bounty hunter is winning, and then something happens, and Tony Stark's able to get away. But he's really damaged, really wounded. While he's leaving, he so before he actually breaks away, he gets caught, right? So he gets caught and tied up, and the guy is talking or something like that, and he hears a lot of the same thing from what the robot was talking about. From what the robot was talking about, he starts to get curious now because he's like, wait a second, this is what that guy said. Like, what's going on here? So what he starts doing is that he starts to think back. He's like, dude, the robot was right. I don't know what he was talking about, but he was right. And for whatever reason, I think I need to look for him now. So he tries to get away, and he does, from the guy. And then he basically is now looking for the robot he met earlier. He finds the robot, and they have this deep conversation. And for the most part, it's he learns about his future. So the robot is this is where it gets weird. The robot was built by his no. The robot was built by someone that was made at the beginning of time and was told by the entity that created the universe to watch over. And he's called the Watcher. He only thing he does he's either named the Watcher or the Recorder. I forget. But he only has one mission. He is to stay away and not have any interaction with the world and just take note of what happens. He's literally there to just be a witness. Now, for whatever reason, the entity comes back to him a couple thousand years, million years down the line, and talks to him about Tony Stark's dad. Tony Stark's dad had an interaction with that same robot before Tony was born. And what happens was that they told Tony's dad that they were meant to do something. And Tony's dad was like, what do you even mean? So they basically break it down to him. Like, he's meant to save the world. And there's a lot that goes into it. So he's like, what are you even talking about? And then he reveals to him that it's like, my people, the robots like us, we're actually a race of people. We're not built by anyone. We're actually from a planet. And from the planet where I'm from, there's a prophecy. The prophecy is that someone by the name of Iron Man or Tony Stark will be born into the world, and he is the chosen child that is going to protect us from the world. And Tony Stark's dad's tripping. He's like, what are you even talking? He couldn't understand. So he's like, what can I do to prove to you that this is true? And they make him do something, and they're like, yeah, this guy is out of this world. He could do this. He can't be messing around. So they agree. And what happens is that Tony is not the biological son of his dad. So his mom and his dad proclaim that he's the only child. What happens is that you find out that that guy gave Tony Stark to his dad. And apparently it was that since Tony Stark was a weapons man, it was basically in the prophecy that it was going to happen. So they basically gave the child to him. So he's like Tony Stark's biological dad. Nobody knows who he is. But the original parents of Tony Stark is not his actual biological parents. And then what happens is that the robot also knows that Tony Stark's dad had another son that was born disabled. But because he was a famous head of the company, there's an image he's trying to actually uphold. He didn't let the people know, the public. So only him and his wife know that they have a son that no one else knows about, and that he was born with some deficiencies. So he wasn't in the healthy body to take over the dad's work. So they didn't want him to be the first son. So they kept him under wraps. The Watcher guy knows about it. So when Tony was like, I believe you now, what else can you tell me? Tony goes and finds out from the Watcher guy, you have an older brother. And Tony's like, what the fuck are you even? I'm the only son? And he starts freaking out. What? I have a brother. So he actually meets his older brother, and he's paralyzed from the head down. No, from the waist down. He can't move. He has to stay in a bed all the time. And he literally just, he's just stuck to the bed. So, they meet, they hang. Tony goes like, he reminds me a lot of Dad. And he eventually builds him his own Iron Man suit. Right? So he basically has his own Iron Man suit, but it's not a suit, it's a tank. So since he can't move part of his body and his limbs, he can't freely, navigate everything like Iron Man's suit does. So instead he kind of has like a Batmobile that could transform. Overheating? Oh, come on. Come on. No, dude, I need a conductive panel. I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe this is happening. I could repair that, though. That's very unfortunate. Alright, so he does that. That was a minor thing. So what happens is that now that he sees his brother, Tony goes back to the recorder and says, I will fulfill your prophecy. And what happens is that the recorder guy, the watcher guy, brings Tony to his home planet. And there is a robot that's like 10 miles tall. It is a huge, gigantic robot that you cannot ever build. And it's made off of like rich alloys that's natural to that guy's home planet. And apparently, Galactus is coming. And he's about to swallow the planet. So the only way to protect their universe is if Tony Stark operates the robot and fights Galactus. it was crazy, man. So he ends up doing all that. I'm not gonna get into that, but it was wild, man. I mean, it wasn't as wild as the Captain America one. That one was insane. Captain America, I saw people just get mad, actually mad, when that got released. Someone asked earlier, in the Marvel Universe, do they have something called canon and non-canon like Star Wars? So first things first. Anything in the MCU universe, the only thing that's canon is the comic books. Any of the movies, any of the shows are not canon. Although they could be, it's not guaranteed that they are. Unless they're doing a replica of the comics. That being said, the canon stories are weird because everything is technically canon, but you have to put a preference in which universe that they have. So what I mean when I say that is that normally you reference the universe that they're from. So they might be like, oh, we're from Earth 52. When referring to something actually accepted as genuine, it's spelled canon like the company. MCU movie is canon. The comics is 616. MCU specifically the movie. None of the comics are MCU. Oh. I guess MCU is only the movies then? Yeah. I thought MCU stood for Marvel Comics Universe. That's what I thought that stood for. So MCU is literally just the movie and nothing else. My bad. So the Marvel that I'm talking about is purely the comics. But then within the comics, they have different universes and timelines. So you might see something like Earth 52, Earth 13, things like that. And that Earth dash number after Earth is the universe number. And normally in the comics, what they have is something called a reset or a purge, where someone comes in and wipes out all in entirety. Could be someone like the Beyonder, just come in, they're all powerful and just wipe everyone out. And then it's a reset. So you start from the beginning. So you have a lot of like alternative timelines sometimes, depending on which comic you're looking at. Because they've rewritten and rewritten a lot of the stories from a long time ago. I heard a rumor that MCU movies are Earth 616. Something like that, yeah. I'm not entirely sure on the details, but that's more or less how that works. Like DC or Flash love to talk about Earth 13, Earth 52. So there's a contradiction with Earth 1999 and Earth 616. Yo, man. Be like that sometimes. Alright, let's go back. We could chill here for a while. We have food. They're hanging out, man. Now we go back outside. We don't have mechatronics, unfortunately, but it's fine. Oh, look at that. It's already powered. And we have the automation on it. So this is going to be 95. And this is going to be 35. Is that when it's trapped? How's someone trapped? Oh, come on, dude. How'd you get stuck up there, man? Why are we doing this again? Dude, this is actually illegal. God damn it, dude. Alright. How much oxygen does he have? 24 out of 100. Dude, that's illegal, man. He's so sad. Look at his face. Look at Stinky. He's like, I'm not supposed to be here, man. This is not good. Can you build a ladder on the left side? I don't know if I could reach the materials. Do we have any minerals here? All I see is regolith and metal. I can't build a ladder without minerals. Is there a good reason to drop the ceiling one tile? No, it doesn't. It's not going to change anything. Can I reach, though? I would have to close the doors. Can I do that? Oh, I could. Okay, so I could do this. Alright, so that should allow me to reach this, right? Iron, copper, regolith, gold. I have iron here. So we're going to use metal tile iron, and we're going to use a priority 1. And then only they are going to be able to do the job. We could reach, let's go. He's got to take a dump, boys, let's go. Oh my god, there's not enough. There's not enough, dude. What is this? There's not enough. We gotta close these doors as well. Grab the iron, dude. Let's go. This guy's about to get a sunburn. You got this, buddy. Oh! Feels bad, boys. We made a mess. Alright, we're free, we're free. There we go. And then we could attach the automation again. Oh my god. I don't know how that happened, man. I don't know how that happened. All I know is that we had to save someone, and he was okay now. How does that even happen? I think what happened was that when the meteor is coming... Wait a second. The only way it's possible, I think, is when the dupes are running over here and the doors close on them, they get pushed upwards. And I think when that happens, they jump at the same time to jump up, and they teleport up to the top. I've heard someone say that happens to them, but I'm not sure if that's actually what happened. But it's jank, dude. That's all I gotta say. That's mad jank. I thought he was gonna delete for sure. He was okay. He was okay. Everything's fine. I love the crazy void tubes. I don't know, man. They just teleported. It is what it is. Alright, so I need to get an auto sweeper here. Actually, I don't. Hey, look at that hot steel that I have for no reason. Huh. Do I need to bring a auto sweeper here anymore? I'm just thinking about it. Do I even need it? The natural gas is rolling now. And then once we get to here, it liquefies anyways. Back to lurking, got to Zandrov, appreciate the lurks. Of course, it would be Stinky too that pees his pants. Classic Stinky. Alright, so the temperature here is pretty decent, 40 degrees. Hot steel, but it's not flashing the methane, so I'm okay. If I want to get the sulfur, I'll need the sweeper. That's more or less true, yeah. So, if I do put that in here, the sweeper overheated. This room is a vacuum. So what happened because is that the sour gas immediately liquefies on the first tile. So I never was able to cool down the sweeper. It didn't melt, it just broke, so I just deconstructed it. Nice sour gas boiler, thank you, Snow. Appreciate that. So now, I'm considering just leaving the sulfur inside. I don't mind taking it though. But we have a lot of cold sulfur for no reason. But that's the problem though. If I put the sweeper in here, I have no way of actually moving it out. The only way I would be able to do it... Damn, I won't be able to, yeah. The conductive bridge, I don't want to use it. I could put a conductive bridge here. Like that, and try to cool it down, but I don't want to do that. You could use a new bridge for chill. You probably could. I don't want to, though. It's meant for vacuum. It is, but... Alright, I guess we could do it. Alright, so... Let's lower this down to 500. And then let's let the gas kind of evaporate. I need to cut this. There we go. And then we got to deconstruct the middle. This has to be max priority. Let's get an aluminum conductive panel. I was thinking about trying to have the sweeper by the methane, but the problem is that I could get rid of the ladder, but I can't get rid of the hydro sensor. That's the problem I would have. I wouldn't be able to have the sweeper dip in. The other thing we could do is probably extend this out by one tile so that we could have the loader just dipped in the methane. But I can't imagine another way of doing it. You can make a deeper methane pool. And then put the sweeper at the bottom and the pump above that. Oh, I locked the doors? No, I didn't. Yeah, I suppose you'd have to do advanced to make it 4 wide. Yeah, didn't know I was going to run into that problem, fortunately. Watch, I can't put the sweeper on top of the conductive panel. Ultimate meme. Nope, it's possible. Alright, never mind. Or put the sweeper and the sensor above the pump. So I need the ladder, though. Without the ladder, I can't reach down here. Oh, dude. Since the supercoolant isn't rolling anymore, the sour gas is coming in a little bit deeper. No, that means it's gonna take some time for us to cool this back down. That's a big oof. Alright, we need this built ASAP, dude. We really do. So my supercoolant could continue rolling. It's basically just stuck. We got an achievement? Oh, tubular. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Alright, we'll let them build that. Give them some time. You could build it from the ladder above. That's true. But I wouldn't be able to... I mean, I guess I have the sweeper, so I wouldn't have to worry about items on the ground. But that still doesn't solve the heating issue. I think it's fine. Yeah, it wouldn't affect throughput. I would just have to get to that point, though. Why are you sleeping outside? That makes no sense. Alright, let's have him go back inside. We should have range of everything. And then all we need to do now is put a bin here for the coal. Water's fine. I do want to mine this out. And then that should be fine. We'll come back with the dupes soon. My dupes don't want to build this though. Feels bad, man. The only way that works, Kenny Dave, is if I get methane on that tile. That would actually be it. If I put a window tile here on both sides, and if methane somehow gets into these tiles, it'd be fine. But I would need the methane. I should be okay with just a conductive panel, though. We'll just see if this is okay. I should have had the liquid lock at the bottom. So who's doing this? Citrus, the Wizard, and Clash. They're not wanting to build. Feels bad. Thank you, Citrus. These guys are slackers. Don't want to build the mechatronics when they need to. What goes into the room below the aqua tuners? Sour gas, the moment I run out of sour gas. So what do you mean? I have a room here filled with sour gas, so I'm pumping in the sour gas directly to the top room. If we run out of sour gas, we have naphtha right here. We have about 200 tons, and we're going to boil this into sour gas at the bottom. But I don't have this rolling yet, so I'm making it primed up and ready with sour gas here first. No liquid will stay liquid at the temps. Mercury or something. Mercury freezes at -38. The only liquid that stays liquid at the temps is supercooling. That would literally be the only thing. And then I have to make sure it doesn't fall into this as well. Because I don't want to drop supercoolant into the room. But this should be fine. I don't want to chance it dropping off from that. Alright, so the sulfur is coming out. Look at this. The ineffectiveness. You hate to see this kind of thing happen. Now, of course, this makes the supercoolant stay inside a little bit longer, so I guess I could allow this to happen. And then let's select everything. Can we sweep the steel? No? Can we sweep the steel? Oh, steel is manufactured. Dude, industrial? Sweep the steel. Nice. And then we sweep all. Oh, wait. Oh, I didn't move the steel out. That's fine. It'll get moved out in time. Cycle sensor in the contraption. Nope. It's fine. We don't need it. don't need the cycle sensor. I don't know what that would do. So we still have very little sour gas here. Since we keep getting sulfur in the grams like that, I need to just unselect sulfur. So that the steel gets picked up, and then we select sulfur again afterwards. Pick up the steel, babies. There it is. And now we pick up the sulfurs all at once. Alright, so now that should be good. It's not active as much anymore, so I should be able to pull this back up to 5,000. Alright, release the sour gas. It immediately freezes, though. That's the crazy thing. Hey, Zandrov coming in with the Prime. Thank you so much. Using your Prime and using it on me. Enjoy the emotes, 20 times ad-free viewing. Don't forget that legit sub badge. Appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Thank you for the 6 months, Zandrov. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for the support. All the Prime love. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we just do it up to here. I might do another one. Yeah, I will. Just so that I could get the rail in. Alright, so people can build this. And then we just have to extend the rail into the inside. Just kind of like that. Good, good, good. And then that should be a little bit more heat transfer. I could now actually put temp shift plates into here. I don't think it's necessary, though. Should be good, should be good. Miss Chemical Stairs playing Fortnite? What a gamer. What a gamer. I'll see you over there, Miss Chemical Stairs. Alright, we should be good now. Gotta make that change so we could temper out and pull more heat from the sulfur. So that it's not as cold. To chill out the area. And then... the auto sweeper is at minus 166. It looks pretty good. Temperature-wise, can't complain. We like Fortnite Pog Slide. Cthulhu plays Fortnite, man. This guy solo queues all day. Every time I invite him to, you know, do twos, he just goes no. And then he leaves. I'm just kidding. Cthulhu doesn't do that. This guy doesn't even play Fortnite. I've been trying to make my own petroleum boiler till my game crashed, trying to build a ice satcher in it just because. You could do that. You just have to make sure it's in the vacuum. But dude, if you need help with the boiler, let me know what you're having problems with. Maybe we give you some ideas. But it's up to you. Not gonna force that down your throat, only if you will like some ideas, of course. Who's suffocating? You guys drank all of the oxygen? What are you guys doing? You guys drank all of the oxygen? Go put some suits on, dude. Dude, put the suit on. You're gonna suffocate, buddy. This guy is tripping. Alright, so we could leave. Guess it's time for dinner, but hey, if you're gonna go Aquatic Possum, have a good one. We'll see you next time. Be good, man. Okay, so we can let them outside again, do some of the things. I want to drop off the coal before we leave. So I want to make sure we do that. Oh, they have to swap suits. Where's the natural gas coming from? And you are lowering the temp to make sour gas? I'm missing something. Sorry, I arrived late. What's going on, actual? So we're making something called a sour gas boiler. A sour gas boiler, if you don't know the process chain, sour gas becomes methane. methane becomes natural gas. And then natural gas is what we're harvesting. So you can get sour gas in a lot of ways. Boil oil, boil petroleum, boil plastic, boil naphtha. And you all get sour gas from all four of those methods. So we're taking the sour gas and we're cooling it down with supercooling. Minus 176. That way it becomes methane, and then we heat the methane back up and it becomes natural gas. So that's what we're doing right now. How come no one wants to build this? Can they just not get here? What's going on? Either way, I want to build this out. And we need to make some minor improvements to the design. Oh yeah, one other thing we should be able to do now is this. Which means the natural gas should be leaving. Yes, that means we're going to be able to make some curry today, boys. It is time. All the curried beans. It's time for some hot stuff, boys. It's going to need something spicy. Alright, so it looks like we are supposed to be at 2. So we need to wrangle one of these guys back. Yeah, it's fine. Right. Can someone move this guy, please? Ghost Rider is coming in. We just got to move one delectable out to the room. That's all we need. But yeah, X-Jewel, hope that helped. Just a sour gas boiler, and that's the line we're going to be using. And then some of the cold energy is going to leak out here, but for the most part, this is a vacuum anyways. So it's going to be fine. Okay. How is water? Hydrogen is fine. The oxygen level is getting kind of low. We are spitting mud to dirt, though. Let's do this forever. And I should probably start moving the hydrogen back out. It's a jank system, but it works. Autosave lag. Yes, we got the second guy in here. This guy was starving, dude. You're not gonna be hungry. It's gonna be okay. There's regolith everywhere, dude. There's some right here. Some's falling down. Are we out of regolith, man? Or is it just looping that much? Oh, this regolith is cold. What the hell? Minus 10? Oh, I have frozen regolith. That's why it's taking a minute to come in. This regolith is frozen. My goodness. Yeah, it's gonna take some time then, if that's the case. That's fine, that's fine. We'll let them do what they gotta do. That needs to get mined. Super cool, it's still being made, even though we don't need it. We have 10 tons now for no reason. Still waiting on this man. Feels bad. Okay, so we're back to here. I needed fuel. Consumable ore. Coal. And this is sandstone. This is steel. That's all fine. So how come no one is delivering to here? I have coal. Hello? Are we stuck? No. All? How come they don't want to grab this coal? It's on the ground. No pending deliveries. This is a storage bin. There's no automation for this. Regolith is like my pranks. Regolith's not cool, man. They alright, actually. They alright. Alright, I don't know what's happening. But I'm gonna make this sweep only. How is it still no pending deliveries? Coal? Did I not bring coal? Is this like refined carbon or something? No, this is coal. Unreachable. Oh, the suits. There we go. I was wondering what's happening with that. We just need coal here, man. Let's go. All right, so we move that into here. Keep that stored so we have power for the area. This is going to be our power line for the rad bolt generators. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I should be able to mine this all out. And then we're going to build our reactor right here. A couple other things I need to be weary of. Solid tiles here because of the water melting. We want to make sure that I never get flooded from this area melting out. And then I want to dig a little bit deep so that the water falls down and cools down instead of steam coming up. And then we just need rad bolt generators. And I need to get rid of the gases. And we'll be fine. Alright, so we do that, move the coal, let them do its thing. Since they're going to be going in and out with the suits again, they should be fine. Take the bomb lily seed. Did we make the curried beans? We did! Put that in the food storage. Ah, yes. Alright, man. It is finally time. We are no longer going to allow barbecue or cooked seafood in this. And we're going to put that in here. Barbecue and cooked seafood. Nothing else needs to be cooked twice. Yes. That goes back into here when we make barbecue and cooked seafood now. And then we make surf and turf as a result. Let's go. Turn on the oven, boys. It's cooking time. Alright, so we're going to be collecting the natural gas to feed into the oven. Now, the upside is this natural gas is mad cold, so it's going to act as a coolant for our kitchen as well. Always lucky. Damn, we have 800,000 kcal sitting on the floor. They are not messing around. Also want to make as much surf turf as possible. Might as well. All this cooked seafood and barbecue. We're going to allow them to eat that, but we're going to give them better options as well. Why is there a blossom seed here, of all the things? One over here, one over here. They could walk up the rest. I do want a spot to drop off for the power plant, but we don't have one. They have to go out here and fall down. And then from this side, I think I wanted this to go this way. But there's nothing over here outside of grabbing the aluminum, so I don't really need that. Dude, the transit tubes is very minor. Very minor transit tubes. You used to have long commutes. Feels bad. And it might be because we were trying to go to the top right sometimes. Okay, so this got mined out. Good, good. So the reactor, how can we do this? I should just have it here. I'ma be real. I should just have it here. And it's not because I want it there, but it's because of radioactive decay. Right? We want to minimalize that if possible. What probably makes sense is doing this, though. And then having the reactor here and just going straight down. Yeah, that's actually the play, I think. So I have to mine this out. And then we just make space here. So that we could catch the water that's hot. And then potentially have that melt into other water as well. So let me do that. And if we are going to mine this out, I think what we should try to do is remove as much of the solid rock. So we could have it melt as much as we can. So the snow there, try to mine all that out. Mine all that out. The dupes got to do what they got to do. Got to move the coal. We don't have mechatronics, but it's fine. Are they on downtime or something? I mean, who are these people? They're working all day, every day, man. We got to put them on the bad work schedule. So it was Dominoes, and Diachronic. Y'all is working all day, every day. This is important, man. How's the boiler going? It's complete. The boiler is done. Where's natural gas coming from? You're lowering temp to make sour gas? I'm missing something. Sorry, I arrived late. Chew, I think I answered that. Let me know if you're good. If you're not, I could try to explain it again. But here it is. Natural gas is coming out. Sour gas is coming in from the sour gas room. And then we're not boiling yet because I don't want to connect this yet. I want to wait until we go through the sour gas first. But we could connect it. It's just not going to do anything. I could probably connect it fine. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, we don't need it connected. We're having it run though. But more or less, it's going to operate the same. I'm pumping in the gas. I'm pumping in it from the bottom as well. The upwards drop move was a good idea. Glad you changed it. Yeah. The second aqua tuner was probably what helped us out the most though. I will say that. The second aqua tuner line to pre-chill the sour gas helped out so much. Because now I have a vacuum here now. Right? Vacuum. And that's because if we look at the gas overlay, it liquefies the moment it touches the diamond tiles. That worked out really well. I could actually replace these diamond tiles with aluminum and it'd probably be more effective. Because we go from 80 to 205. And we would literally just liquefy everything. It's fine though. We're good. Can't complain. Get the natural gas so that we could eat curried beans now and surf and turf. Look at that, man. We're just chilling on the grill all day, every day. Zandroff, we need you cooking, buddy. Eating the curried beans. Oh my god, curried beans. Great times, boys. Curried beans are back on the menu. The beans are back. And then we got surf and turf too. Let's go. We only have 7 million kcals though. It's not a lot. These guys enjoying a little bit of sun. It's decent. It's decent. Decent lighting. Could be better. I could put this window tiles and then put a sun lamp here so that they get a nice tan. Yo, I see you over there, Zoo Hybrid. Dude, man, everything in moderation. Those the lights, that's the look of the faces of people who will look at a light bulb and pretend that it's a sunlight. The sad truth, man. The sad reality is. I still don't get it. Where's the natural gas coming from on the boiler? Okay. Sour gas, right? Let's go through this again. Sour gas is a product of oil, petroleum, plastic, or naphtha, right? There's multiple ways of getting it. That doesn't matter. So sour gas, once you have it, you freeze it till it becomes methane. Methane is a liquid. So when you freeze it, methane, if you heat it up, becomes natural gas. If you freeze it even more, it becomes a solid methane. So sour gas becomes methane, and you also get sulfur as a byproduct. So you see the items dropping on the ground? Sour gas splits into sulfur and methane. But when you add both of it, it equals the mass of the sour gas that gets liquefied. So I think it's like 1 gram of sour gas gives you 500 grams of each. Because it's 1 equals 5 plus, or 0.5 plus 0.5 equals 1. Something like that. So once you have methane, all you got to do is heat it up. So we pump the methane into this room. That's a warm room. So it just goes above 0. And that's how we get the natural gas. Hope that helps, X-Truo. But this is the sour gas boiler. I would say this is a normal setup that people gravitate towards during the late game. Once they don't have anything to do. Because 100%, this is something you do as a flex. Should the sulfur be conveying through the metal tiles? Yes. Oh, I forgot to cut that. Good eye, good eye. Good eye, good eye. I forgot to cut up the rail when I made the adjustments. So that the rail holds a little bit more thermal energy than my pipelines. I get it now. Nice, nice. Then you have infinite water and food and everything else at that point? Yes, normally. You normally only do this once you have everything else already done. This benefit is you get more power so that you could use things like transit tubes. Since this goes through and just burns your power resource, you could just have a lot of usage now for no reason. Pretty nice to have, though. I see you over there. Sour gas is not as a flex anymore. A rush melter? Rush? Snow? Regolith. Is that what you're talking about? Regolith melter? Is a more of a flex. I'm sorry, man. Rust melter. I see you. I was gonna say, man, I gotta keep my regolith for these guys. A rust melter. I mean, I could make one. And the reason why I could make one is because this is only 1500 degrees. And I would just drop it into the magma right here. Let's be real. This is 2000 degrees. I just put a conveyor chute, dude. Just dump it in. That's all I would do. Just dump in the rust. Hey, look, liquid iron. Nice. Someone pee on the floor. Wait, someone peed on the floor? Oh, it was back here, wasn't it? Did you pee on the suit? No. Did someone pee on the floor? Oh, someone peed on the floor. He's sleeping in it. Feels bad. Can you still get power out of melting salts? Salt. And that's basically the stat difference, right? So 0.7, 0.44. 0.8.44. You can, yeah. You hold energy. Wait, is that correct? You hold more energy at gas than you do at liquid, which is weird. With the same conductivity point. So you melt salt, and the moment it melts, it's at the same temperature, but with more thermal energy than the liquid counterpart. Technically, you do, but that's like math equations perfect world. I don't know in practice if it's actually as perfect as it needs to be, but I think in theory, yes. Because the idea is that the moment you melt it, the entity that you change it to has better stats. So even though it's the same temperature, you're generating more thermal energy than you actually should be. So theoretically, yeah, you should get a little bit more heat energy that you could thus power a steam turbine with. But I'm not 100% sure. I've never actually done something like that, so I can't say from experience. When your spacesuit doesn't have a flight, it's just more convenient. Yo, man, it'd be like that sometimes. Can you imagine, dude, being Matt Damon on the Martian movie, and he had to be by himself in a spacesuit. Like, I'm just trying to think about that, man. Matt Damon in The Martian doing the shenanigans by himself. That was a struggle. Alright, I think this is good. We'll put this here. And then we have to have mesh tiles everywhere. And then we have to mine underneath this. So let me do this to get to here. I never watched it. Oh, okay. So they basically go on a space trip, right? You know, it's very normal stuff. And he gets lost in a sandstorm and then has to survive by himself. But I saw the movie in theaters and I enjoyed it more than I should have. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't expecting it to be as enjoyable, but that movie was pretty good. Not gonna lie. Are you gonna include Wheeze words to work in conjunction with your reactor? No. You could do that. I don't want to. Because for the most part, the reactor is gonna be good enough by itself. Adding 300, 400 more radiation to 15,000 radiation is kind of like a drop in the bucket. So I want to say that it's probably not going to be worthwhile. You could move the Weezeworts, but you have to understand that you would have to either wild plant them or plant them and then provide phosphorite, which only lasts 3 cycles. I don't have any phosphorite. Otherwise, I don't have any pips either to wild plant. Radiation is not going to change whether it's wild or domesticated, but they also don't have that wide of a range, right? Since I'm going to have to get multiple rad bolt generators, I'm going to need like the tiles to be in a good position. So it would be like a weird shape. And then the thing is that the moment it gets too hot, it's not going to work. So the leeway is not really worthwhile, I think. But I don't think it's worthwhile. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I read the book, though, more than once. Oh, you did? Was it a good book? The one thing that was not realistic was the RTG. What was the RTG? I watched then read. The movie was 95% true to the book. Oh, wow. Interesting. I watched the other Matt Damon movie. I think it pulled it off because the guy in the book is not likable. Rip Matt Damon, dude. In real life, there are 2 people from Georgia who used the old... Okay. I have no idea what an RTG is still. Oh, it's a nuclear generator. Oh, yeah, I could imagine that's kind of problematic. Yep. I could see how that could be a problem. Alright, so we're digging through, so when the water drops, it falls straight down, and we have some space in between. And I want to mine out the other metals if possible, and the solids, so that if we hit on top of ice, it could melt, and then the pool of water should buffer against the reactor. That's what I'm thinking. Alright, I think I need to modify my ladder slightly as well. And then the next thing we're going to need is a joint plate. That's probably going to be here. Gotcha. I meant that to be like I like Matt Damon. The guy in the book doesn't make it easy to root for him, but I think Matt Damon might have make it easier for us to root for. Honestly, it was pretty lighthearted, man. I thought it was going to be a lot more tragic, but I was kind of surprised at how the movie came out. Oh, I'm just going to use Wolframite. Let's go. Alright, and then I need to remove these ladders. Just let them die on Mars. It feels bad. I wonder if they had to cast that themselves. We need a character that's likable. Alright, I'm hoping this is enough. So... 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's the tile. That's unfortunate. So it's here. No, so... Oh, that's jank. Can I actually get that to work like that? No, that's unfortunate. I could just use 2 reflectors. That's probably the safe bet. And then I just get the power in. And then we just need an automation line. And then we just need a water line for this. This shouldn't matter. A regular pipeline should be okay. Alright. Self note: don't let Wire Yum make the decision to save me or not. I see you guys over there, man. Alright, so this is good enough. I just need to mine this tile out, and I think it should be fine. So we'll have to come back for the mechatronics. But then I think this is going to be pretty good. We have to redo the Radbolt reflectors. This is going to have to go up, all of them. This goes down, and this goes straight. And that charges. And we should have enough power to do that. And then we have the coal right here for the resource. And all we need is potentially bring more water, and I should be fine. This should be enough thermal energy. And then after that, we just got to seal this up so that the steam doesn't break out of this and wreck my coal gens. So hopefully that's going to work out. Ideally, I would have a vacuum wall, but I don't think we can do that. So that's probably going to be the best. Space travel is fascinating. I'm scared, dude. Space travel? I heard space smells like a burnt steak. I heard it from that science guy. Do you have enough uranium on this planet? Oh, I don't have uranium. I have 0 uranium. Holy shit, I have 0 uranium. I forgot that I never actually harvested any. I've never harvested any, and it's because of this. Okay. How much uranium do I have? Uranium. I have 71 tons. I'm actually fine. I'm actually fine. It's actually not even a problem. Alright, so we're going to grab the surf and turf and put that in the freezer too. Start eating those surf and turf. Let's go. And then that actually means I need to make the centrifuge. Centrifuge. Right here. So we're just going to use power and make uranium. Nothing special. We're just going to put this here. We're going to make this out of steel, of course. Classic. And then get some power to this. Needs a little bit of juice. Alright, so we're going to make uranium ore into enrich uranium with this. And with that, we'll have enough. Now, it's kind of funny. 10 kilograms of uranium is enough uranium to process the reactor for 1 cycle. So we actually don't need more than 50 kilograms. So 50 kilograms is all we need. So I actually hope I have enough. We have 71 tons. Yeah, I'm fine. I am fine. I'm not actually going to need to go to the other planet with the bees, even though they probably have a lot of enriched uranium here. Yeah, 2 tons. This is another 2 tons. Yep, that's a lot of resource that we're not going to need to tap into. Alright, so we have enough. We're just going to centrifuge it, and then we could bring that with us on the next journey. It's not bad, it's not bad. That being said, I never got enough diamond, right? So let's go for this now. And then hopefully that's going to be enough for the monument. We'll probably have to build that on the next stream, though. I'm still missing the diamond. I have steel and glass that's already done. Radium, is that new? Yes, that is something that doesn't appear normally in the game, I believe. Radium has only been a thing in the Baator playthrough. I want to say that's the case. It says it's light emitting, but it's actually not. Useful as a power source. I haven't found a way to use this yet. Maybe in the future, if we could can convert radiation into power. Something like that. But for the most part, it's kind of useless. I don't know what to do with it. It's kind of like how we have helium and stuff. I don't know what to do with the helium or synthetic gas. It just kind of exists. Kind of just hangs out. Alright, this is starting to worry me. This is a little bit positive. Meaning that the temperature is going up and I am not cooling down any sour gas that's coming in from a boiler. So I'm a little bit worried. I'm gonna lower this to 108. No, let's go 114. 10 degrees. Because technically the sulfur could be where we're pulling the cold energy from. instead of using the supercoolant. Maybe that could help. Either way, though, this is rolling. That's where I was thinking about having a second aqua tuner. I mean, a second steam turbine. If we had a second steam turbine, we'd probably not have to worry about this. Debs had plans, decided it was too complex. That's not bad. Feels bad, though. So we could get another steam turbine added in. Not because we want it, but because we could have it. I use centrifuge. What do you mean? Centrifuge is nice. I don't have to find bees to take care of. I was stung by a bee as a kid, so a little bit traumatized. Okay, so if I were to add a second steam turbine, I would have to pull it out to here. So I would have to add this. No, it'd be here. And then that means everything else extends as well. The steam room could be larger, also doesn't happen to be. I was stung once, yeah. It was a horrible feeling, because it was on my pointing finger. I picked up a flower, and the bee was, I guess, on it, and he stung me on my finger. It hurt like hell, dude. After that, I ran away from the bees every time. Attach that, move this over, get a second steam turbine. That would handle the temperature, guaranteed. Because it would cool down a lot faster, and then I'd probably be able to deal with the heat. I'd probably want to make that addition next time, though. Should be fine. Alright, this is not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, what are we doing? Oh, we're moving the grub. Nice. We gotta kill... Wait a second. Oh, we're auto-wrangling the surplus. Oh, guess what that means? These guys gotta die. It feels bad. Grubs are chillin'. Suits are fine. The cooks are making the food. Everything is great. We're fighting in combat. I don't know why. But everything's pretty good. I was stung by a wasp on my eyebrow on a shady jungle gym in the 4th grade. Man, you remember that to the T, dude. Sounds like you have a thing against wasps now. Temp shift plates override insulation abyssalite, right? No. They do not override it. The best thing for you to consider when doing that is that this is not actually 0. I don't know how the game actually does the calculation with abyssalite, because technically this is 0.00014. Or is it... There's an extra 0.14. This is a non-zero number that's above 0, but it's being rounded down. So although it looks like this doesn't have heat transfer, it technically does. Now, I don't know if they changed that, but it actually, from what I remember, it was supposed to be a value of 0.000, maybe another 0, so 4 zeros, and then 1 4. So it's like 0.00014. I don't even know what that's called. Thousandths, 10,000ths of a value of a digit. I don't know. But yeah, it's doesn't technically override it. I wouldn't use that word for that to describe that. Yeah, I've had they stung me 11 times while chasing me down for 2 kilometers. Oh my god, that's horrible. Yeah, the wasps are rude, dude. They're actual jerks. The bees are normally because you do something wrong and you don't know you're doing something wrong. The wasps, though, they're like, look at this guy, man. What's he doing on my block? Let's chase him out of here. That's kind of how it feels like, man. The wasps are kind of like bullies. What's he doing over here in front of my house? He's not going to be here no more, man. Let's call up the boys. And bam, there it is. The wasp attack. Classic wasp up, right? Alright, so this is looking pretty good. We got the curried beans. We have the transit tubes, although it's very bare minimum. I actually wouldn't mind removing the ladder from here, actually. And then getting some proper tiles. That's probably what I should do. This is supposed to be a tile, and then it's technically like this. And then we remove the ladder. What? Was someone what's happening? Is it back here? Oh, they did this. Nice. Alright, I bet you someone's suffocating in here. Alright, so this suit is going to be on Diachronic. And then this suit is going to be Domino. Dominoes? Right here. Okay, now we're going to disable the building. Outside, it's on crew. Alright, it's time to have these guys go home. For the most part, this is more or less okay. All we need to do is come back with some more water. And I think we might be able to start charging. Let's go. Everyone's inside, everyone's home. We'll come back. Look at the heat. It doesn't melt the ice. It kind of does. It doesn't completely mollywop it, though. It just kind of tickles it. It goes up 1 degrees, which is not bad. This is at 3,000. Alright, so this is not bad. We'll let the gases air out as well. And as we melt more of the area, more gases are going to come out. Now, we need to change this like that. Change this like this. The automation here is off. And then we need to start using values. So, 117... 151... 137... And chat, give me a prime number between the numbers 69 and 500 that I am not already using. The jankiness of the cockpit below the engine is stabbing my OCD. Dude, that's the technique though, man. It's the immortal technique. If you don't know the immortal technique, I'm happy to explain it. But it is a great... I already used the 169. I didn't. Wait, that's not a prime number. That's 13 squared. I said a prime number, dude. 169 is 13 times 13? 421. That's not... There's no way that's a prime number. There's no way that's a prime number. Isn't that... $312... No, that actually is prime, yeah. Holy shit, I thought that was divisible by 7 somehow. Alright, we'll take 421. That's fair, that's fair. Alright, 421, 137, 151, 117. I count in prime. Wire Yum works for Twitch confirmed. Wire Yum is counting just Twitch primes all day. I see you over there. I count my number of prime subs, baby. Only way to do it. Alright, we got the prime numbers in, so when that's charging, we know what we need to do. We need to bring back uranium. Probably want to bring back some extra water just in case. And then... this is good. Shouldn't have to complain. I'm only worried about the heat over here, so I'm potentially going to add a second steam turbine. I'll probably have to cut this, though. 419 and 420 are both prime, but not 420. Isn't that better for you? That it's not a prime number? Because if it is a prime number, you don't get it celebrated as often. Whereas when it's not a prime number, you can make up a math equation to justify it. I'm just saying. I see you over there, this many Twitch. Yeah, my bad, by the way. I just said a funny number to sound like a possible prime. I see you. All good. After you clear out the sour gas, do you have any plans for that area? Nope. Originally, I was going to vacuum out everything from this insulated tile and down and just maintain a vacuum so that I don't have to worry about lag. That was the idea. So idea was under my water tank, I wanted to keep everything a vacuum so that I don't have to deal with the heat and so that I don't have to worry about anything like bopping me in the face. So I was gonna maintain the liquid lock and just vacuum everything below. Maybe, deal with the magma, deal with the rock gas. But I was not actually gonna build anything here. Oops, I'm subbed. I was trying to make the prime joke. I see you. I see you, Wario. It's okay. It's all good, all good. Guys, that brings up another thing. Guys, if you guys didn't know, I am trying to become the Prime Minister of the United States. And I could only do so with your Twitch Prime. So guys, if you guys got a Prime, use it on your boy me. Y'all know what it is. I just have to throw that out there. And the Prime Minister is a person with the most Twitch Primes in their respective states. I'm very behind, much like Bernie Sanders. Feels bad, man. So I am, again, asking for your support. I'm just kidding, you guys. But no, real talk, if you guys have a Prime, you guys really should use it. If not on me, use it on your favorite streamer. If it happens to be me, that's great. That's awesome. But if it guys, it's not me, that's all good too. Just make sure you guys use your Primes. Use it every month because it does not auto-renew. And since it doesn't auto-renew, every time you don't use it, Jeff Bezos gets $5. I don't know why he needs any more money. This guy has generational wealth. He could buy a sports franchise. Like, talk about that jokingly with his friends. I should buy the Lakers. And people would look at him like, hey man, you're being serious? I know a people. You know what I'm serious? You know what I'm saying, man? He got money, man. This guy got money. You gotta spend it somewhere, man. If not on me, you gotta use the Primes. He's got way too much. Alright, so he's not getting any more. I don't like the way he's treating his workers. Oh man, yep. It'd be like that, man. It'd be like that sometimes. Alright, so with this playthrough, I think the next stream we're gonna do is gonna be the last stream because we have nothing else we need to do. The sour gas boiler needs a little bit of improvement. After that, we're gonna be good. We're basically able to build the monument head. We're almost finished setup on the ice planet to breach the tear. And then after that, we're done. We conquered the Baator planet and everything that's about it. The tear is right here. We know where it is. We just have to fly out to it. And we're basically going to beat this game. So I got to ask the people of chat, is there anything that, in terms of an idea of something I could build or do right now in the colony? You guys have any ideas? The showers in the nature reserve is a clever idea. It's a great idea, man. You get 6 morale from this, and you get 3 from showering. And then you get to schedule the bath time at the moment they wake up from sleeping. It's a great setup. You get 9 morale for the day. Guaranteed. On top of your food and on top of the other room bonuses you run into. Look at them play the Space Invaders. Go for some easy achievements. Get a room. Honorary doctorate? I don't want to do that. Oh, I can do this one. I'm not going to do this. Make 4 nature reserves. I don't want to get a gassy moo. I could do this one. That's pretty simple. I should have this already. Hold up. I should have this already. This is the save load bug. The moment I load into my game next time, we're going to have this achievement. I can't do carnivore, locavore. Get a room is easy. Down to hatch, I don't have smoothness. I'm not going to do these two. These are going to be a pain. And these are a pain as well. I actually don't have any achievements that are not kind of tedious to get. Everything else is done. Can't get carnivore, can't get locavore. Super sustainable, I don't think we could do. I don't want to build gassy moo rockets. And then I have to get all the other critters that I'm missing for Critter Whisperer. And then taming a moo wouldn't be that bad. Job suitability, I don't want to do that, man. That's a nightmare, dude. Whew. Why does Space Invaders need a 1200 watt graphics card? Dude, they're putting that on a 4K monitor, dude. And it's not pixelated. That's impressive. You're playing Space Invaders on a 4K monitor and it's not pixelated? That's some props right there, man. Just gotta say. That is some props. Any plans to start a new colony? Yes. So after this playthrough, we're going to be doing the 100 Kelvin challenge. And then after that, we're going to be doing the 69-420 challenge. And the 69-420 challenge might be really fun, depending on how many resets we have for that. So if you guys don't know what the 69-420 challenge is that we're going to start the game with 69 dupes, and we're going to survive for 420 cycles. Echo has a challenge called the 50 for 50 challenge, where you start with 50 dupes and survive for 50 cycles. Some of you guys in chat told me that that's not enough time. That's not even a challenge. And you know what? You guys are right. It was not a challenge. It was easy. I one-shotted it. So we want to make it a little bit more difficult for ourselves. So we're going to be upping the dupes to 69, so 19 more dupes. That way we could be at the funny number. And then we have to survive for 420 cycles. 69 cycles of 420 dupes. Nightbot, man. Why'd you say nice? Come on, man. You're supposed to be on my side, man. Nightbot, please. And yes, without losing a dupe. As soon as a dupe dies, you have to reset. So that's literally the only rule. As soon as a dupe dies, you have to reset. So a dupe cannot die. And I already have the Let's Play series. That's the only Let's Play I have of 30-minute videos of each episode. I think it ends up being like seven episodes. But yes, none of the dupes could die. Everyone has to survive. That's the only rule. Outside of that, you know what to do to survive. Food, oxygen, and of course, lack of nothing that's creating stress, hopefully, and no diseases. But yeah, that's going to be the plans for the future. So the 100k challenge is going to be back on the base game, of course, because that has to be on the base game. They haven't made a mod yet to move that into the DLC. After that, the 100k challenge, I'll have to look into what we have to do for that, but it shouldn't be too bad. But that would be how that works. Alright, so I think we could lock this up now. And then we're going to make this into a vacuum. So no more heat leaks out. There we go. Not bad, not bad. So guys, I think with that, it is going to be time for me to wrap things up for the night. We're pretty much done. And we're going to want to get started on the new playthrough soon. So I think we're going to need a handful of hours. Because we're going to have to get to Cheloni. We're going to have to make the uranium. We're going to have to go there, wait for that to recharge. We have to modify the sour gas boiler. And then after that, we're more or less done. And then we have to fly to the... tear. But that's it. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. Let's get that saving.